Woohoo! Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. And it's Friday night, and we are all charged up with the positive energy, with good vibes, with great music. And I'm here today with Elle, and we are going to be talking about living in the miracles, continue our series about saying that every day is miracle, and we are all experiencing every day in every way. Elle, I know that a lot of people see us together on the weekly series, but again, just introduce yourself.
Sure. First of all, this is a beautiful music that you started with. It just, yes, I love it. And it's Friday night. I mean, it's 5 o'clock my time, but yours is about 8 o'clock. So, yes, we're going to the weekend coming up. So, everything's well. I'm Elle. I'm a relationship slash life coach, and I have been being on these live episodes with Irina for the past, I don't know, more than a month now, 2 months. So today we're going to talk about miracles, and we were talking about this prior to going live, and uh, about how when you really pay attention and see small things that happens during the day, it can be a miracle that you haven't even paid attention to it. Go ahead, Irina. She talked about this.
My,
What was
my miracle, my miracle, we see
yes,
miracle,
yes.
right? Yes, because we were talking with Elle is like, I don't even know what is miraculous. And I say, yeah, you know what? Now, since I'm, podcasting this event, I said, now I just consciously go out, or if I'm in the house, I constantly look what is miraculous going on, right? It's all about paying attention. So last weekend, I'm driving and I live in New York City. I'm driving and I see the black squirrel crossing the road. And this is the first time I see the black squirrel because we don't have them at all. And obviously, since I pay attention at things like that, I went online and I Googled, I said squirrel, black squirrel. And they say that they are very rare. You can see one in 10,000 squirrels. You can see the black squirrel. And usually they are in other regions, but New York, and the closest to us would be Pennsylvania state. So I was like very impressed. I was like, okay, this is the sign for something miraculous, something good, right? And I went even further, where I said, because we always receive these signs from the universe, but it's up to us to start interpreting these signs and see what they truly mean for us. Like I said, it's all about growing our awareness, because we always receive the answers, but it's a matter of, can we read them? Can we interpret them? And can we actually use them for our own good, right? So I went on Google and I see, what is the spiritual meaning of black squirrel? And there were like different meanings coming up. Some of them saying the prosperity, good luck. And then I saw something like a bad luck. But then again, you always have to learn how to listen to your intuition, because your intuition always knows the answers, right? So just don't get triggered with whatever you see. Just whatever comment or message relates to you, trust it. This is exactly the message that you meant to read or you meant to receive. So for me, obviously, even before I went online to research, I knew that it was a good luck because it's something rare. And for me, that I spotted it, I knew it's going to mean something grand and something great. So I was like, okay, I have to share about it.
That's great. Okay, so I can share about my day, because I'm on this seminar for 3 days, and we had this I guess going live with Irina from weeks ago. I was on the calendar, and I was on a summit, so there was a question and answer. Some people have questions, so I had to be on on the live during lunchtime at 12:30 till like which till 1 o'clock. So in the seminar, everything worked out. It was so beautiful. They gave the lunchtime was from 12 to 1, so I could answer those the questions on the summit. And then you change the time for our live to later on today. So my seminar was finished at 4:30 and we started at 5. So everything kind of lined up. It was amazing. I didn't even without even me telling you I can't do it or this change anything. You approached me and said, "Oh, we have to change it to this time." And they put that the seminar put the lunchtime from 12 to 1. It was perfectly correct for my space of being answering those questions on the summit. So it was like, oh my God, when you're doing something from your heart and everything lines up correctly, then that means that I had to be on Zoom all day, but I had to be in 3 different Zooms. And it's amazing. I'm still have the energy. I'm so excited to be here right now as well, because it's something that I'm doing from my heart. Everything comes from here, and I'm really excited to be here and to have this conversation.
I love that share, because that's exactly what happened in my story. Because we had this on the calendar, but then I had my business coaching training for the full day, also like deep dive. And when I check on the calendar that we had to meet right for my podcast, I sent you the message a couple of days saying, "Hey, can we move it for later?" And it turned out that for you it was also working out. So that exactly brings the point that when we are energetically matching for whatever we want in life, things
Mhm.
are actually aligning for us, right? Everything works out. And it
Yes,
feels like it's magical because it's like out of nowhere. Because you cannot just make up these things. You just have to welcome them. And
exactly.
it's really like, and again, all it has to do is to pay attention, right? If you didn't make any point out of it, it would just slip your mind, as majority of people living the life like that. They just, like robots, right? Programmed with whatever programs they have to do. What is my to-do list? Chop, 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 right? Through the life. But when you really take a pause and really live in the present moment, and that's exactly when you start noticing the miracles. And when your energy matches whatever you desire for yourself, whoever calls it goals, I call it dreams, right? Everything aligns to our favor because we are on that energetic vibration. Like I always talk about frequency. We all energetical beings and we all vibrate on a certain frequency. If we want to attract that reality, which already exists, because by first law of thermodynamics, the energy cannot be destroyed or created. It's already here, but it's in a different state. It's just changing the state. So the reality that we want, all of us, it's already here. All it is just to tap to it, to that frequency. And that's exactly what we are just sharing right now, right? Because we really wanted to do this podcast. We really were excited
Yes,
to come
yes.
and just share the value and be, very cheerful about it, just to give some, uplifting energy to everybody who's going to tune in and listen. So for us, the universe just made the way that it was easy, it was less stress, and it was fun.
Yeah, and it just worked out very perfectly. And I think part of it is just my energy and your energy was aligned in this space. So it just, you worked it out with your people, I worked it out with mine, and it just like now we're here and we're talking about it. So it's amazing.
Yes, that's true. And that's how everything is in life, right?
Yeah.
Everything is just it's all about when we wake up, what do we want to have out of this day, right? If we start stressing ourselves early in the morning thinking oh my God, I have such a long list of things that I have to take care of, and I don't know if I'm gonna have time. Guess what? You already sending the energy. I don't have enough time. It's a lot. And you are gonna be facing with the circumstances, with the situations, with the people who are gonna stress you, who are not, who are gonna show you, yes, you really don't have enough time, right?
Yeah.
So our energy works so precisely, and obviously for a lot of listeners it's difficult to comprehend because we are so prone just to navigate in our physical world where we use our five senses, but there are a lot of invisible things that are real, and energy is one of them. And we are all energetic beings, and when we know how to direct our energy on something that we want to have, and we can have it all. So start from simple, just setting the intentions for the day. Wake up with a good mood.
Yeah.
Although, like you wake up, you are breathing. There is already something to be grateful for. There is something to enjoy your day for, right? You can see, you can walk, you can talk, you can do things, and it's already blessing.
Yeah. And you
So
can
start,
move
yeah,
move in a perfect way. I mean, for last year or 2 years ago, I started to, whenever I get up in the morning, to be consciously saying and thinking that I just woke up with, I wake up every morning with passion and purpose. And
yes,
now it became like it just, I wake up in the morning and I'm thinking, oh, I'm waking up with passion and purpose. And it became part of my routine that it just comes to me, becomes conscious automatically because I put that, and I was my intention to start my day that way. So yes, I invite people to think about what they get up in the morning for. Is it the passion and purpose? Is it to be a happy day, to be successful day? Whatever it is that they want, and they want it to be repeated on a daily basis.
yes, and just experiment.
Yeah,
Because life is all, it's like, like I always say, it's fun because you get to be curious and experiment something that you've never done before, because there is no fun to do the same thing over and over again. And a lot of people are reliving their life over and over again, right, with the small changes, but the rest is like same job, same problems, same issues, right? So if you're really fed up with that and you want to experience something new, experiment, get
yeah,
curious, right?
yes, exactly. And my dad used to tell me when I would say, "Oh, I
Hey
have,
Laura, it's great to see you.
I'm getting to practice keeping positive in a tourism downtown, and keeping my positive thoughts on the outcome in the present moment, staying cheerful." Yes,
Yay!
beautiful.
Kudos to you, Laura, for sure. So true, right?
Yes,
When we have these necessities, and then just like I said, we can walk, we can talk, we can move, we are already blessed. And let's just create something great out of it, right? Wake up and don't complain. Just say that I know that today is going to be a great day. And if people are still kind of, like doubting about it, just try. Before you
mhm.
say no, try for yourself, right?
And keep in mind, if something that you have in your mind and it doesn't happen, or it doesn't come, to fruition, there is a reason behind it. Maybe at that time it's not meant to happen, and there is always a good reason for it. And if you look at it that way, then, and you smile if it doesn't happen, and don't get angry or mad or disappointed, then maybe for 2 minutes you get disappointed, but then talk to yourself and say, it has probably happened for a reason. I'm going to look at it in a positive part. Maybe tomorrow, the next day, 5 months from now, I would know why it didn't work out. Is
Yeah,
it?
Laura, is so true. Yeah, so true. Like sometimes something is pulling us just to slow down, right? And like I said, whatever happened in our life, it is for the reason. So like when we sometimes think that there are obstacles or something doesn't work out, always stop and think that everything is happening for my highest good. Because maybe in that moment we do not see why, but when the time passes by, we realize that it really was serving us, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that would be to our best interest for that doesn't happen at that moment. Maybe it happens 2 months from now or next year. That would be we're more open to receive it at that time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Al, share your experience with when actually you had the events in your life that happened for the reason, and it
Oh
turned out
yes.
to be for a better reason.
Yeah. So what happened? I was in this relationship with my life partner for 10 years, and this is many years ago. Um, I when I came out of that, I was unhappy for more than a year, and I was always blaming him. He said that he did this and all that stuff. So when I went through my journey and I figured out exactly what was the reason, what was my mistakes in that relationship, then as soon as I said, okay, this was this and this was my mistake in this relationship, my energy totally changed. I really opened my eyes and I went and I became a coach. And that's why I'm a coach today. So in the past, I always had my own companies, very, worked in a very male dominated industries. And now being a coach is a totally different way for me. But I feel and I see and I know that this is my calling, has been always there. And that interaction with my ex made me see through what I'm here uh, for me to do. And it was just a huge eye opening for me. And I'm really thankful. And I did talk to him afterwards. And I thanked him. I said, if we didn't, we didn't go through this interaction, I wouldn't be here today smiling as I'm talking about it. So, yeah, everything
So
happens.
true. So true. So everything is happening for the reason. And like Laura mentioned, we have never lived this day before, never we are gonna live it again. So let's just enjoy and embrace it, right?
Yeah,
Because every day is like a miniature of our life. So we get to create, we get to enjoy it, and have fun with this, right? And like you mentioned, Al, that so true, the experiences that we go, because people always teach us something. We teach people, people teach us. And when we always come from that energy that everything is a learning experience, rather than get bitter, we get better, right? With
yeah,
each experience. And we look at this differently. We don't say, why is this happening to me? We say, I wonder why is this situation was given to me, right? So
yes,
we are putting ourselves on a higher vibrational frequency when we are coming from that energy of curiosity, rather than being blamed or feeling like a victim, or going around and sharing with everybody, look what he did to me, right? Or look what she did to me, right? So
yes,
it's a completely different frequency that we are operating from. And obviously, once we are on a higher frequency, we attract higher frequency events and people towards
yeah,
ourselves.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, even to this day, I learn from my clients. I say that to them too, because any kind of interaction, if you really look at it deeply, you learn something from it about yourself, about what you want in life, about people around you. Yeah, it's just it's a learning platform. Life is a learning platform.
Yes, and life itself is a miracle, right?
Yes, it
And
is.
we
It
get
is.
to experience more miraculous things during the lifetime.
Yes, yes.
So, what would be your miracle, Elle?
For this year,
Yes.
yes. For this year, I guess I'm opening myself up to new opportunities. Uh, for me, it has been interesting to see I'm getting more and more people approaching me to do summits and talks. So it's something new for me. For someone who's an introvert, 2 years ago, they would ask me to do a video. I would say, "There's no way I'm going to do a video." Now I'm like on with you on live on a weekly basis. I have some other people that I do lives. So it's just interesting to see how when I let myself open to be in a receiving mode, then it's just and looking at it positive, uh, everything opens up for me to
Yes,
receive.
absolutely. I totally agree with you. It's again, we are focusing our energy, right? Because
Yes.
your energy was precisely focused on, okay, let me get more exposure. Let me deliver my message so more people can hear it and know about it, right? So your intentions were focused on let me be more exposed, and all these opportunities started to be presented to you, right? So
Yes.
that's exactly what we are saying when we talk about the energy. So yes, spill the
Mhm.
immunity, very great to see you. Yeah, we are opening ourselves up for new possibilities all the time.
Mhm.
So if we are not staying in that fixed mindset, but we are in that growth mindset and always say, okay, let me keep the corner of my mind open for the possibilities. Even though you might not be a believer in the miracles or everything else sounds like too woo-woo for you, or you think you're too logical and analytical and okay, present me the evidence and then I'll believe in miracles, right? But the point is, if we keep the corner of our mind, we don't even have to be like open completely, but the corner just open for the possibilities
Yeah.
and see, yes, and see where it's gonna take you. It's like such a brilliant, brilliant experience to do. Because
Yeah.
like I said, before we say no, let's just first see what this is all about, right? Because a lot of people reject things that they didn't even explore, they didn't even experience. So the idea is learn about it, get to know it, experience it, and then you could say, confidently, no, this is not working, right?
I have a suggestion. Um, I suggest that any new opportunity, anything that comes up, before you say yes or no, uh, let's look at it. Not from your head, not from your mind. It's okay to do that. But go deep inside and look at it from your heart and see if it sits well with you, if it doesn't sit well with you. So just give yourself that opportunity to explore and see if this new possibility that comes to you, if it's going to you feel that connection with it or not. And that if the answer will come to you after, when you do this practice regularly with everything that happens throughout your life, then it becomes a second nature to you. When you see something, when you feel something, when you look at something, you automatically can tell and say yes or no. But allow yourself to really look at it deeply from your heart as well as your mind.
That's beautiful suggestion, because we are so prone to live in our heads that we
Yes.
hardly consult our heart. But actually we have to always feel, how does it feel for us, right? People don't actually know how to feel because they are all about, we are thinking this way, right? But we want to come more within and go inwards and say, how do I feel about it? Any idea that somebody is presenting, rather than going from your logical mind and say, I don't think so, first I invite you just to feel it for yourself. How
Yes.
does it feel for me? Right? And like Al mentioned, the more you do this, the more you're gonna realize that, I actually can consult my heart. And my heart knows more than my head.
Yes. So it's a nice traveling. We are traveling in our lives, so it's beautiful how. Oh. Hello from Bree. Hello. So it's nice to really go deep and understand what we truly want in our lives, and just verbalize it. Talk to someone about it. Write it down, and it will, takes you to a different level of being, and it's amazing.
Yes, beautifully said. So just to wrap it up, miracles are always here when we care to notice them. So I invite you, keep counting your miracles. And I would love you to drop in a chat later on when you're going to be watching. Comment. Thanks so much, Laura, for stopping by. Thanks so much, Bree, for stopping by and be active participants. Miraculously, you showed up, right? So you meant to be here. You meant to hear the message. So we are grateful for you, and just keep popping all these comments. What do you think about miracles, and what kind of miracles you experience? Because we all experience. It's all about just noticing them.
Exactly.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Elle, for stopping by and having this beautiful episode with us. And Bree, Laura, see you on future episodes. We are coming live with Elle every week on our Love Connection. So we'll be happy to see you there. And everybody else who is going to be listening, will be happy to see you, to interact with you, and have a beautiful weekend, and keep counting your miracles.
Thank you.